Well, this news just got into my Facebook account, and also I heard the NPR's, ABC, all sorts of news this morning here in Korea that Hulk Hogan died from heart attack. Right? He said, "Oh yeah, I am the Hulk Hogan, man. I'll beat the shit out of you, and I will own the World Wrestling Federation Championship." Right? He was so funny. So let's find out what happened to him. This article is from Daily Positive Information, and I'm going to read this article to practice English for purely academic reason to practice English. According to TMZ Sports, legendary wrestler Hulk Hogan passed away at the age of 71. The world of professional wrestling has lost one of its most legendary and larger-than-life figures, right? That's common cliche, larger-than-life figures. One of its most legendary and larger-than-life experience. One of its most legendary and larger-than-life figures. Hulk Hogan, born Terry Jean Bollea, passed away at the age of 71 early Thursday morning following a reported cardiac arrest at his Clearwater, Florida residence. According to TMZ Sports, emergency medical services were dispatched to the scene shortly after sunrise. Witnesses report that multiple police cruisers and EMT units gathered outside the Hogan home as the WWE legend was transported by stretcher into a waiting ambulance. Stretcher, right? Stretcher. Transported by stretcher. Transported by stretcher. Despite efforts to save him, Hogan was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Though rumors about his deteriorating health had circulated in recent weeks, some even falsely claiming he was in a coma, his wife Sky recently dismissed such reports, insisting Hogan was strong and recovering from neck surgery performed earlier in the year. But in a cruel twist of fate, the man known for his resilience in the ring was taken by surprise. A sudden cardiac arrest ending the life of one of the most recognizable figures in global entertainment. Taken by surprise. I was flabbergasted. I was in for a shock. I was blown away. Today, the world mourns the passing of not just a wrestler, but a pop culture phenomenon who transcended the boundaries of sport, television, film, and American identity, right? All singular, and it represents their own field: sport, television, film, American identity. Wow, Hulk's rules. Hulk Hogan, the man, the myth, and the mania. Before there was The Rock, John Cena, or Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Triple H, there was a Hulk Hogan, a man who didn't just participate in professional wrestling, he defined it. Born in Augusta, Georgia in 1953 and raised in Tampa, Florida, Hogan's early dreams didn't involve a wrestling ring. He was a musician and a bodybuilder before wrestling promoter Hiro Matsuda famously broke his leg during training, a test Hogan later claimed only motivated him more. a test Hogan later claimed only motivated him more. By the late 1970s, Hogan was climbing the ranks in regional wrestling promotions, but it was his debut in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, in 1979 that marked the beginning of an empire. With his massive 6 feet 7 inch frame, right? 6 foot 7 inch frame, 24-inch pythons, handlebar mustache, and golden locks, right? Hair locks, right? Golden locks. Hogan was an instant visual icon, but it was his charisma, electrifying energy, and unwavering catchphrases: train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and believe in yourself, that made him a global sensation. That made him a global sensation. That made him a global sensation, right? But it was his charisma. But it was his charisma, right? But it was his charisma. 6 foot 7 inch frame, handlebar mustache, and golden locks. Golden locks. But it was his charisma. But it was his charisma. It was charisma that made him a global sensation. That made him a global sensation. That made him a global sensation. When he defeated the Iron Sheik for the WWF Championship in 1984 at Madison Square Garden, Hulkamania was born. The one-man marketing machine. It's difficult to overstate just how massive Hulk Hogan's impact was on pop culture. In the 1980s and early 90s, he wasn't just a wrestler. He was a superhero for a generation of children. Saturday morning cartoons were made in his likeness. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. Action figures flew off store shelves, and arenas sold out in minutes. Right? Arenas sold out in minutes. Arenas sold out in minutes. We would say tickets are sold out in minutes, but that's good, right? Arenas sold out in minutes. Action figures flew off store shelves. Action figures flew off store shelves. Action figures flew off store shelves. Arenas sold out in minutes, right? Action figures flew off store shelves. Arenas sold out in minutes. Action figures flew off store shelves, and arenas sold out in minutes. Action figures flew off store shelves, and arenas sold out in minutes. Cameraman mimicked his poses in front of the mirror. Right? Children mimicked his poses in front of the mirror. Adults cheered as he fought off foreign heels in politically charged storyline that mirrored America's cultural anxieties. Adults cheered as he fought off foreign heels in politically charged storylines that mirrored America's cultural anxieties. Under Vince McMahon's guidance, the WWF transformed into an entertainment juggernaut, and Hogan was its face. He headlined 8 of the first 9 WrestleManias, most famously slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 in front of 93,000 screaming fans at the Pontiac Silverdome. That moment, a seemingly impossible feat of strength and storytelling, became one of the most replayed clips in sports entertainment history. Right? The WWF transformed into an entertainment juggernaut, entertainment juggernaut, giant, grotesque giant, big giant, right? Juggernaut. Without Hogan, it's difficult to imagine the WWE even existing in its current form. He wasn't just a performer. He was the reason millions tuned in. He was the man who made wrestling mainstream. Reinvention, the birth of Hollywood Hogan. But Hogan's greatest success wasn't just his meteoric rise, it was his uncanny ability to reinvent himself. But Hogan's greatest success wasn't just his meteoric rise, it was his uncanny ability to reinvent himself. But Hogan's greatest success wasn't just his meteoric rise, it was his uncanny ability to reinvent himself. It was his uncanny ability to reinvent himself. In 1996, after jumping ship to WCW World Championship Wrestling, Hogan took a monumental risk that would change wrestling forever. In a shocking moment at Bash at the Beach, Hogan turned heel, aligning himself, right? Took a monumental risk that would change wrestling forever. In a shocking moment at Bash at the Beach, Hogan turned heel, aligning himself with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash to form the villainous New World Order (NWO). Fans in attendance pelted the ring with trash. Hulk Hogan, the All-American hero, was now Hollywood Hogan, a black-bearded, sunglasses wearing egomaniac who mocked the very fans who once worshipped him. It was one of the most brilliant character shifts in wrestling history. After jumping ship to WCW World Championship Wrestling, Hogan took a monumental risk that would change wrestling forever. In a shocking moment at Bash at the Beach, Hogan turned heel, right? Turned heel. Copped. He turned heel. 배반하다. He just, reversed his course. He He turned heel, right? He turned heel. He attacked the hand that feed him. He turned heel, aligning himself with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash to form the villainous New World Order (NWO). Fans in attendance pelted the ring. Fans in attendance, right? Fans in attendance. Fans in attendance. Fans in attendance. Fans in attendance pelted the ring with trash. Hulk Hogan, the All-American hero, was now Hollywood Hogan, a black-bearded, sunglasses-wearing egomaniac who mocked the very fans who once worshipped him. It was one of the most brilliant character shifts in wrestling history. The NWO storyline revitalized WCW, and for 83 consecutive weeks, they beat WWE in the television ratings war. Hogan once again became the center of attention, only this time as the villain everyone loved to hate. His transformation wasn't just about wrestling, it reflected a cultural moment. The 1990s were darker, edgier, and more cynical, and Hogan adapted it. He evolved and he conquered. From ring to screen, Hogan's stardom wasn't confined to the wrestling mat. He made his Hollywood debut in Rocky III, 1982, as Thunderlips, a cartoonish and flamboyant boxer opposite Sylvester Stallone. The cameo was brief but unforgettable and launched Hogan's movie career. In the late 80s and early 90s, Hogan starred in a string of films including No Holds Barred, Suburban Commander, Mr. Nanny, and Santa with Muscles. While these films weren't box office juggernauts, they solidified Hogan's brand as a family-friendly action star. He also lent his voice and likeness to animated shows and video games, further embedding himself in the collective consciousness of millions of children worldwide. He lent his voice and likeness to animated shows and video games, right? He also lent his voice and likeness to animated shows and video games. He also lent his voice and likeness to animated shows and video games. He lent his voice and likeness to animated shows and video games. In 2005, VH1 launched Hogan Knows Best, a reality show chronicling the personal life of the Hogan family, including his then-wife Linda, daughter Brooke, a pop singer, and son Nick. The series was a ratings hit, though it eventually imploded under the weight of family drama and personal tragedy. Still, even as public perception shifted, Hogan's grip on American nostalgia never loosened. Ratings hit. Controversy and redemption. Hogan's image took a serious hit in 2015 when a private, secretly recorded sex tape, released without his consent, revealed him making racist remarks. WWE swiftly cut ties. Fans, once loyal, recoiled. But Hogan fought back, both legally and personally. He sued Gawker Media, which had published the tape, for invasion of privacy and was awarded $140 million in damages, effectively bankrupting the outlet, right? Gawker Media. The lawsuit wasn't just about Hogan. It became a landmark case in discussions about media ethics, privacy, and celebrity culture. Fought back. He fought back, right? He fought back. He fought back. He fought back. Here, Hogan fought back. Public forgiveness came slowly. WWE cautiously reintroduced him to audiences. And in 2020, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as a part of the NWO, standing shoulder to shoulder with the very man who helped redefine his career. Standing shoulder to shoulder, right? Standing shoulder with the very man. Standing shoulder to shoulder with the very man. standing shoulder to shoulder with the very man. Standing shoulder to shoulder with the very man. To many, the moment symbolized redemption. To others, it was a reminder of the complicated legacy that always trailed behind Hogan's fame. The final years and the heart they gave out. In recent years, Hogan lived a quieter life in Clearwater, Florida with his wife Sky. He remained active in the wrestling community, making occasional appearances on WWE programming, turning his beach shop and running his beach shop and staying in touch with fans through social media, right? But physically, Hogan was not the same. He was myth in real time, a pop culture archetype carved into the American psyche. For millions, he was the first wrestling hero they ever loved. For others, the villain they never saw coming, and for all of us, a reminder of how spectacle, drama, and showmanship can unite generations under one roaring roof. He taught us to flex when we felt weak, right? To tear open our shirts and face our fears, to point to the heavens, cup our ears to the crowd, cup our ears, to point to the heavens, cup our ears to the crowd, and believe in something larger than ourselves. In death, Hogan becomes what he always strived to be, immortal. In death, right? In death, Hogan becomes what he always strived to be, immortal. In death. Social media erupted with tributes from fans, wrestlers, and celebrities around the world. Social media erupted with tributes from fans, wrestlers, celebrities around the world. Social media erupted with tributes from fans, right? Social media erupted with tributes from fans. A final farewell. As the wrestling world mourns, tributes continue to pour in. WWE is reportedly planning a special edition of Monday Night Raw in his honor. WrestleMania 42, just months away, will now undoubtedly feature a massive tribute to the man who helped create the spectacle in the first place. Hulk Hogan leaves behind his wife Sky and his two children, Brooke and Nick, and a world full of fans who grew up chanting his name. Though the man is gone, Hulkmania lives forever. Rest in power, Hulk Hogan. You body slam your way into history, and history will never forget you. Well, that's it. That's a great article. Well organized, well thought out, and interspersely using nice expressions and cliches. And we knew many things about Hulk Hogan. The social media erupted with tributes from fans, WrestleManias, and celebrities today. Have a great, sober, but happy Friday. Bye-bye.